Guess what day it is? It's Tuesday. Time for another More Than a Fantasy Tuesday teaser. Thank you for joining me. Grab your caffeinated beverage. Sit back, relax, and we're gonna read it. Hey everybody, this is Biddy, my baby. He doesn't like to cuddle too much, especially when the window's open and there are birdies out there. So I'm gonna let him go do that. But I just wanted to show you him off. He's so sweet. Look at the little fingers. His little paws have been dipped in white paint. Today's Tuesday teaser is going to be in Ben's perspective. And I'll give you a little preface. So this is not as funny as some of the other snippets, but Desire Hardman is in it. It's actually at her business. So Ben is called to her store, and Ben is a policeman. And who else is in it? Well, let's see. Gloria, Desire's receptionist, and the social worker for Fortuna. Her name is Morgan, and she was introduced in book 2. And then we have a new character. Oh my. I was looking for the catnip, I guess. The new character is one of Kelly's neighbors. She is married, but she's in a domestic, like an abusive situation. And they have a young daughter who was in 2nd grade the previous year, and that's where Kelly got to know this family. So her name is Mierda, and she is a main character of, well, a B character of book 3. So Kelly likes to help people, and she, oh goodness, I don't know what the cat is doing. Can you see him there climbing? Biddy, what are you doing? Oh, guess he's gonna sit there and be a good boy. Anyway, let's get started. I hope you enjoy it. Ben pulled the door open at the Tease Me Salon and More. Desire Hardman had called the station and requested he stop by to talk. He put off the visit until after lunch and made sure to leave his cuffs in the car. The receptionist, Gloria Sass, glanced up at him with wide eyes. A handset was pinched between her head and shoulder, and she jotted down something on the schedule. "Thank you, Molly. Yes, you have a nice day too." She hung up and closed the book before glancing up at Ben once more. He didn't understand Gloria. She always looked constipated, but the tone she'd taken with the client had been polite. She opened her mouth. What? The phone rang, and she gave him an apologetic shrug. "Hello, Tease Me Salon. This is Gloria. How can I help you?" Again, her tone surprised him. Gloria must not be as crotchety as she let on, or maybe she had a chronic case of resting bitch face. He crossed his arms and watched her print neatly within the small square. "Officer Moore," Desire called from the hallway. Her penciled brow rose as she scanned his body from scalp to boots. A toothy grin lit up her face. "Thank you for coming. Follow me." The petite woman sashayed down the hallway toward the office. She put a little extra wiggle in her sway just for him. Once they turned the corner, she pushed open the office door, exposing a dark-haired woman sitting in a chair. Her hair cascaded over her face, covering it from view, and her shoulders were moving as if she laughed. But from all the wadded tissues on the desk, Ben suspected she was upset. Sitting across from the crying woman was Morgan Top, Fortuna's social worker. He tipped his hat. "Ladies?" Ben waited as Desire tapped the crying woman's shoulder. She glanced up and sniffed. Her red eyes seemed to be seemed to see past him. She swallowed and straightened. Her eyes widened. The skin of her face was blotchy, and her nose red. "Hello, Mierda," Ben said. "Ben, do you know Mierda's situation?" Morgan asked. "I'm familiar with her relationship with Kelly." He didn't want Mierda to feel betrayed by Kelly. "How can I help you today?" "I know Ricochet spoke to her husband." He glanced around the small office, noticing that Mierda's daughter wasn't present. His heart sank. "We wanted to include you," Desire put a hand on his arm. "Her man is no good." Mierda glanced down at her lap again. "He hit Callie," she whispered. Morgan reached across the table and squeezed Mierda's hand. "Mierda wants out, and Ricardo threatened her and Callie. She doesn't feel safe." "She's staying with me upstairs in my apartment," Desire said. They are welcome as long as she needs a space." "Thank you, Miss Desire," Mierda whispered. "Don't you never mind," Desire patted her arm. "I love having y'all." Ben looked the three women over, honored they included him in their discussion. Vaso could easily find them. Even though Desire's mouth was strong, the rest of her wouldn't be much protection from a jilted lover. "She's moved out and is homeschooling Callie until the divorce is final. He's fighting it," Morgan said. "It's dangerous," Ben said, rubbing his face. "I don't have any money," Mierda croaked. "Do you have any friends or family out of town somewhere?" Ben asked. Mierda's hair swished as she shook her head. "No one. I wasn't allowed to have friends, and he kept me from my family." Ben grit his teeth and balled his fist. He inhaled deeply, then released it. "I got a job," Mierda said. Her face lit up. "Jessie Barnes hired me." Ben's heart warmed. "That's kind of her. I hear her business is booming." He nodded. Then an idea hit him. The Dungo house had a large yard and plenty of rooms. Ben pivoted and pushed the door closed. He turned to face the women. Can I tell you a secret?" he asked in a serious tone. When they all agreed, he took a large breath and blew it out. "You can't tell a soul, especially Kelly Jo Green." So that's today's Tuesday teaser. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to get all my Tuesday teasers, hit the little bell and subscribe. You can also read the blurb if you click the link in the down. I'll put it for you. And go ahead and subscribe and follow me. And I'd love to hear your comments. Who's your favorite character in the Fortuna series? Did you like this? What would you do if you were in a domestic situation? Or if you had a friend, what advice would you give them? Go ahead and comment below. And we can talk about it. There's good news though. If you read the whole story, Kelly and Mierda are friends. So there's I wouldn't say it's a happy ending for Mierda all the way around, but for since it is a romance, there is a happy ending. And More Than a Fantasy is coming out on May 21st. Yay! And in the back of that book is a teaser for book 4, which is called Municipal Liaisons. It's about the mayor of Fortuna and an urban developer who comes to town and catches his eye. So you get to read a little bit about that. And then also, once I publish that one is going to have a teaser in the back of that book for the Fortuna Dare Society. It's a series of shorts about the men's book club in Fortuna. Also, I will be doing Tuesday teasers once More Than a Fantasy is released for Municipal Liaisons. So you will be able to see and get to know Jason and Michaela a little bit. the mayor. Of course, BJ's in that one, and there's just, you know, all kinds of shenanigans. We have the town prankster and the book club and all kinds of things going on. It's fun times. So feel free to join me, and please subscribe and hit the bell. Until next week's Tuesday teaser, Rochelle Bradley signing off.